Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you are keeping well. So sorry, I am actually a little bit late for uploading my keeping quiet CBSE questions. I wasn't keeping well. That is why it's just because of the weather. Anyways, here is the video. कीपिंग क्वाइट इफ़ यू रिमेंबर हमने कीपिंग क्वाइट का पूरा एक्सप्लेनेशन मैंने आपके साथ किया है लास्ट वीडियो में ही. आप मेरी फीड पे देख सकते हो. एंड आई होप कि आपको पोइट्री समझ आ गई होगी बहुत अच्छे से. आई विश टू कंप्लीट द सिलेबस बिफोर योर year ends so that you have a lot of time to practice and study. Okay, now आज हम वीडियो स्टार्ट करेंगे कीपिंग क्वाइट बाय पैब्लो नेरुडा एंड वी आर गोना डू CBSE क्वेश्चंस एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट पोइट्री पोइटिक डिवाइसेस भी करेंगे. जो मैंने आपको बोला था दैट हम पोइटिक डिवाइसेस भी सॉल्व करेंगे. Would put on clean clothes. What does Pablo Neruda mean by clean clothes? Now clean clothes से मतलब है that white dress to reflect peace, white mind without courage. अब without courage तो obviously wrong example हो गया. Mind without confusion and fear, not really. Mind without hatred and prejudice. White dress to reflect peace. अब सिर्फ peace के लिए भी reflection नहीं हो सकता. एक hatred के बिना वाला भी एक sense है. That he's putting on clean clothes so that there is no hatred, because if you remember the line comes from language. We'll not speak any language. That means there will be no barrier नहीं होगा. There would be no difference. So that means hatred, prejudices, कोई difference नहीं होगा आप पे और मुझ में. What according to Pablo Neruda in the poem keeping quiet is a lesson that we should learn from Mother Earth. Mother Earth से lesson हम ये learn कर सकते हैं that the progress is a continuous process. Progress is continuous and it is not necessary that once you will see it only then you would feel like that things are happening. Confuse मत हो. सिंपल मतलब है कि just because आप देख नहीं सकते that does not mean growth नहीं हो रही है. Growth can be internal as well. Mother Earth से you can learn of being in a continuity, of keeping the spirits alive, keeping the liveliness alive, right? What is the exotic moment that the poet refers to in keeping quiet? Exotic moment is going to be when everyone is going to keep quiet and nobody is going to use their arms that much. What is the sadness of the poet? Sadness is everyone is just busy with their own life, like busy with their own lives in their hustle and bustle. That is why busy with their own lives in their hustle and bustle, and they're just occupied with things. How, according to Neruda, can keeping quiet change our attitude of life? Obviously, it's going to bring a lot of serenity. It's going to bring a lot of peace in our lives. And with this, we are going to be a lot more calmer. And there would be less of hatred. We'll not look at people with different eyes. Poet condemns violence. He's saying that fishermen should look at their empty, like hurt hands. So it is the sense of introspection. There are multiple images like this wherein we are talking about wars. वो भी है. Condemn मतलब dislike हो रहा है, hate कर रहा है. What will counting up to 12 and keeping still help us achieve? It would be a moment of tranquility, a moment where everything is going to be quite silent, and he will have this moment wherein he would be just enjoy the silence by not speaking in any language. Which symbol from nature does the poet invoke that there can be life under apparent stillness? Obviously winter का example दिया है, मैंने आपको बताया ही था ये. Life is what it is all about. How is keeping quiet related to life? See, life is all what it is about. It means life is inevitable. जो होना होगा life में, that is going to happen. You and me, we cannot stop that from happening. Neither can we instigate all of that. It will happen if it is bound to happen. आप और मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But how we look at those things is in our control, and how do we react on those things is our control. अगर हम किसी चीज़ से परेशान होके सिर्फ उस पर कॉमेंट कर रहे हैं and we are just getting irritated with that and we are not being calm with that, हम अपना calm and composure lose कर रहे हैं, then it is our fault. थोड़े explanatory and philosophical kind of answers आएंगे जो ऐसे ही होंगे. Why does one feel a strange suddenness? Because nobody would speak any language and there would be no barrier. How will keeping quiet protect our environment? Because nobody is going to harm the environment. It would be harmless. No fishes would be hurt. No nets would be thrown in the water to help, like that. What will possibly be the effect of keeping quiet? देखो सेम ही है ये, tranquility, peace, calm. Sorry. What will possibly the effect of, ये मैंने आपको बता ही दिया है. ओवरलैपिंग ही क्वेश्चंस हैं, कुछ डिफरेंट नहीं होंगे. पोएट कीपिंग क्वाइट टीच अस, ये भी ओवरलैपिंग ही है, कुछ डिफरेंट हो ही नहीं सकता बिकॉज पोइट्री इतनी छोटी है, आपके क्वेश्चंस ही बहुत लिमिटेड है. एक्सट्रैक्ट है, थोड़ा एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लेते हैं. Now we'll count to 12 and we'll all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. What is the significance of the number 12? Again, as I told you, then 12 could mean multiple things. 12 could mean probably the number. It could mean different things. 12 seconds, 12 minutes. It could mean multiple things, as I said the other time as well. बहुत ऑप्शंस हैं 12 के ना. सी ये भी बोल रहा है कि डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल. ओके, एनीवे देखते हैं अब ये ना सब्जेक्टिव है वाले आंसर्स. व्हाट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ द नंबर 12? मैंने आपको बता दिया है वाला. Which two activities does the poet want us to stop? Number one is let's not speak in any language and let's not move our arms so much. मैंने आपको लास्ट क्लास में भी बताया था, आर्म्स का यहाँ पे pun intended है. आर्म्स इज ऑल्सो द गन्स एंड वेपन्स एंड द अदर वन इज हैंड्स. अगर हम हैंड्स मूव कर रहे हैं तो डिस्ट्रक्शन में भी कर रहे हैं, एंड गन्स तो होती है डिस्ट्रक्शन में यूज़ है. सो इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. वॉट डज द पोएट मीन बाय लेट्स नॉट स्पीक इन एनी लैंग्वेज? अभी लास्ट ही पेज पे बताया है. लैंग्वेज क्रिएट्स बैरियर्स, लैंग्वेज क्रिएट्स डिफरेंसेस. अगर दो पर्सन डिफरेंट लैंग्वेज बोलते होंगे तो उनके लिए कम्युनिकेट करना कुड बी अ हार्ड टास्क बिकॉज दे वुड फील that because the other person does not speak their language, then there is a sense of difference, there is a sense of barrier because they don't speak the very same language. तो ऐसे वो फील कर सकते हैं डिफरेंस. अब ये देखो, ये वाला मैंने आपको बता ही दिया यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी. बहुत लिमिटेड क्वेश्चंस हैं. Perhaps a youth silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. यहाँ पे है थ्रेट के बारे में, डेथ को हम एक थ्रेट समझ रहे हैं, and how we are living a very quick life, right? Hasty life actually, that things after things are happening and there's no coming back from that. How can we bring about a youth silence? By introspecting, by just keeping quiet, pausing, giving it a moment, because it will be a big thing. Everyone is going to be quiet. What do we do for lack of understanding? Lack of understanding है क्योंकि हम pause नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो हमें क्या करना चाहिए? We should pause. What does this lack ultimately lead to? अब if we are not understanding each other, then there is a heavy chance that we will threaten ourselves because of other things, that हम एक दूसरे को समझ ही नहीं पा रहे हैं तो हम हमेशा नेगेटिव ही रहेंगे, हम हमेशा एक गलत लाइन में ही सोचेंगे. ओके, व्हाट डज द पोएट मीन बाय इंजन्स? I believe that there's one question that is not here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines, and we'd all been together in silence and sudden strangeness. What exotic moment? Exotic moment तो हमने कितनी बारी कर लिया है ना. What does the poet mean by the terms engines? Engines से poet का मतलब है that all these things, specifically destructions की things. Engines का मतलब है everyone will be having something or the other, right? हर किसी के पास अपना. इंजन्स का बेसिकली आप इसमें समझ लो इन्वायरमेंट का डिग्रेडेशन हो रहा है यहाँ पे, तो इसलिए इंजन्स इज वन थिंग. विदाउट रश, विदाउट इंजन्स, दैट देयर इज नो एयर बीइंग पोल्यूटेड, nobody's in a hurry. Only then things will be better. What does the poet advocate in the poem? Total silence. He advocates for silence, tranquility. कि थोड़ा चुप हो जाओ, like that. आपने सुना होगा that there is a phrase play. आपको कुछ भी बना लो, play, study, pause, repeat. Yes, so that is what the poet is saying. Pause. He's requesting us to pause for a while. And once you are pausing, introspect. कि आपको करना क्या है. Get yourself aware about your conscious. Retrospect. आप देखो कि आपने अपने पास्ट में क्या क्या कर लिया ऑलरेडी. एंड जब आप ये कर लोगे तो आप अपने अमेंडमेंट लाओ अपने अंदर एंड सारी नेगेटिव एलिमेंट्स को शू अवे कर दो. राइट. इंजन्स तो मैंने आपको बता ही दिया. बिग व्हीकल्स, बिग लोकोमोटिव्स विच आर पोल्यूटिंग द इन्वायरमेंट. इफ वी वर नॉट सो सिंगल माइंडेड, दैट मीन्स सेल्फिश. About keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a youth silence might interrupt the sadness. अब ये सेम ही लाइन extracts है. Whom does we refer to? People, the readers. What why does the poet want us to do nothing? Nothing का मतलब ये नहीं है कि एकदम खाली बैठे वेले बैठे हैं और एकदम डेथ का इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि अब तो मौत ही आएगी. No, do nothing harmful. Do nothing which will cause any harm. Do nothing which will destroy. What is the sadness that the poet refers to in the poem? Sadness of ensuring that things aren't going according to him. Sadness that he wants everything to be quiet and the earth, he wants the earth to live, relive and germinate properly. But ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो रहा. Okay, चलो अब इसमें थोड़ा सा ये वाला एक्सट्रैक्ट देखो और ये वाला एक्सट्रैक्ट खुद करने का ट्राई करो. बहुत सिंपल है ये भी. अब ये देखो, ये वाली लाइंस तो मैंने आपको बता ही दी हैं. बस ये न्यू एलिमेंट एडेड हुआ है, बाकी तो सेम ही है, बढ़ती ही जा रही है. द पोएट्स इंटेंशन इन द फर्स्ट लाइन. कैसे, क्या इंटेंशन है? व्हाट आई वांट शुड नॉट बी कंफ्यूज्ड. सो ही इज गिविंग अ क्लैरिफिकेशन. नो ट्रक विद डेथ. ये आपके एनसीईआरटी में एग्जैक्टली फुट नोट्स में दे रखा है. इसका मीनिंग देखो. टू रिफ्यूज और एसोसिएटेड विद टू रिफ्यूज to tolerate something. So इसके थ्रू, इसके एक्सप्लेनेशन से try to find out the answer. करके देखो. obviously आंसर तो सॉल्व करने ही पड़ेंगे. If we were not so single minded, aptly option that applies to the tone. He is regretful कि अगर हम ये नहीं होते तो things would have been better. According to the poet, who is to blame for the condition of threatening ourselves with life. So of course that's this lack of understanding. Nobody's understanding each other. That's why we're always scared of something or the other. The tone of the poet and the expression, perhaps youth silence, might interrupt this sadness. Obviously he's a bit unsure, but he's yet optimistic. And sure तो वो definitely नहीं है. Poetic and melodramatic might be a little not really. Poetic और melodramatic तो इतना नहीं लग रहा मुझे. It should be unsure but yet optimistic. That he's not sure. That's why perhaps there's a huge possibility, probability, and along with that optimism. ठीक है. In keeping quiet, the poet does not want the reader to confuse his advice for introspection with total inactivity. He wants us to introspect. अपने conscious को clear करो. And he is not asking us to be dead. टोन हमें करनी है. परहैप्स द अर्थ कैन टीच अस. सो अनसर्टेन. परहैप्स आ रहे तो अनसर्टेन नहीं है. देयर इज अ सेंस ऑफ पॉसिबिलिटी, बट ही स्टिल पॉजिटिव कि बेटर होंगी. आई डोंट नो थिंक चीज़ें अभी कैसी हैं, बट येस बेटर होंगी. What does the poet mean by an exotic moment? When everyone is going to be quiet and there would be actually a moment of silence. When everyone will be quiet everyone will be quiet, right? And there would be no sense of sadness. There would be no sadness at all because everyone is quiet, they are in a serene setting, like that. Okay, now as promised, poetic devices जो भी यहाँ पे यूज़ कर रहे हैं, सबकी एक्सप्लेनेशन मैंने अपने ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब चैनल पे डाल रखी है. मतलब मैंने हर पोएटिक डिवाइस को एक्सप्लेन कर रखा है. इट्स ऑलरेडी देयर ऑन माई यूट्यूब चैनल फॉर एक्सप्लेनेशन, क्योंकि हर पोइट्री में पोएटिक डिवाइस ऑफ कोर्स होते ही हैं. एसोनेंसेस, आप जब वोवल साउंड को यूज़ करते हो, यहाँ पे हमारे लिए वोवल साउंड बहुत सारे यूज़ हो रहे हैं. जैसे ई का साउंड है, यहाँ पे आई का साउंड है, ई का साउंड है, ओ यू. दीज आर ऑल रिपीटेड साउंड्स. Anaphora is when two lines, consecutive lines, are starting with the same word. So let's do this, let's do this. Personification, for once on the face of the earth. And pun, though you already know. Next is alliteration, wherein your first letter, first sound is being repeated. यहाँ पे दे रखे already examples. Repetition is the entire line being repeated. Again, alliteration for the third stanza. Assonances, vowel sound. Victory with no survivors. देखो इसमें ओ कितना ज़्यादा डोमिनेंट है. और victory I with भी है इसमें, survivors में भी है. And repetition that's being used, war that's been repeated. Fourth stanza is alliteration again. We were so not so single-minded, so single-minded. First letter. And the most easiest one is enjambment, which means that there are no conjunctions, there are no commas, nothing at all. You would just move on to the next line without any break. And personification is obviously when the earth can teach us. You're giving animate qualities of first an animate object, animate qualities to an inanimate object. ठीक है, जब भी आप नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स को कोई लिविंग थिंग्स की क्वालिटी दे रहे हो, then obviously that's going to be personification. Okay, that would be the explanation and some question answers. Now see, these questions are very very general, very very generic, because poetry में इतना कुछ डिफरेंट होता नहीं है. हमेशा से ही रिपीटेड ही क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं और वही क्वेश्चंस आपके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है. जैसे आर्म्स के ऊपर पन हो गया, और मे बी डिफरेंट लाइन्स, बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चंस हैं. अगर आप जस्ट इमेजिन, अगर आपको इन्हीं 5 क्वेश्चन में से 1-2 क्वेश्चन आ जाते तो कितना अमेजिंग होगा. आपने ऑलरेडी अटेम्प्टेड होंगे सारे क्वेश्चन, बट द ओनली आइडिया इज यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस इट वेल इन एडवांस. अगर आप एडवांस में प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे, देन इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट. Poetries can be also a bit tricky at times. It's all up to the examiner. ठीक है? So I hope you have understood the video, and if you still have any doubt, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. I am planning to complete your syllabus before the year ends, so make sure that you are up to it and you're very at it, very regular with it. Make sure that you share it with your friends, because I don't see you people sharing or liking it. Please let me know if there's anything that we need to change, and it is for your own benefit. Your like, share and subscribe would mean a motive of like a little bit of motivation for us, because if I'll be motivated, then I'll be making better content. I'll be uploading more educational content. So please ensure that you're liking, sharing and subscribing my YouTube channel. I'm going to see you tomorrow with question answer series on this very same poetry. Thank you so much.